G'day. After 10 amazing days in Las Vegas, it's time to head off to the next Grand Prix in Doha. 2 flights today, the first to Seattle with Alaska, and then a long one with Qatar Airways. But today it's a brand new airport, Seattle. But first, I've got to get there. Good start, off to the wrong terminal, wrong airline. Not American through Terminal 1, it's Alaska through Terminal 3. Check in with the right airline, 5 minutes. Now it's off through TSA, and there is no lounge for Alaska, but there is an airport lounge which may be priority pass. Well, I'm ensconced in the lounge opposite E3. This is priority pass accessible. It's a simple lounge, comfortable. It's open from 5 a.m. to midnight, and the bar's open when the lounge is open. Well, this is a 737-800, about 16 years of age. Now, straight up, these are nice seats for business class in the US. They recline, there's in-seat power, but no in-flight entertainment system. Well, I've arrived into Seattle for the first time ever in my life. It's grey and it is cold. The flight was good. Food-wise, it was a pork roll with some snacks. But the service was excellent. In fact, way above what I expected. Well, I'm here in the lounge. This too is a priority pass lounge, and typically they're okay. They're nothing special, but there's nothing wrong with them. And I must say, I've just had a big pig out on the Doritos with the guacamole and that tomatoey sauce, and bloody good. Good selection of drinks at the bar, and there was plenty of seating. And this lounge was catering to passengers from a number of flights, and there was still plenty of room left, which is a positive. Well, it's 10 past the hour, and in 55 minutes' time, my Qatar flight takes off. Now, I did notice that that aircraft has the old retro livery on it. And does it have the Qsuite? Yes. My favourite business class suite. I've mentioned this before in past videos, but if this is the first one you've seen of mine, when you leave the US, you do not have to go through immigration. They simply take your photo and let you out of the country. There's no stamp in your passport. It's a strange situation. They just don't care when you leave, but they're pretty aware of when you come in safely on board in the Qsuite. Yeah, it's beautiful. I did a video on this recently. But I'll tell you one thing. I had in this booking, when I made the booking, my Qatar frequent flyer number, and I don't really get that much value out of that because I don't put that number in. I put my Qantas number in, and I do get value out of that, but I was meant to change it at the gate. I forgot. So once I get on board, it becomes a real drama. You'd think you'd be able to walk back out there. No, and I understand why you can't. So I managed to find a staff member who was able to help me. So at the moment, my Qatar frequent flyer number is being crossed out of the booking. My Qantas one is being put in. If you ever find yourself in that situation, you need to do it at the gate before you get onto the aircraft. Anyway, I'm in seat 3K, I'm facing backwards, the plane's going to take off that way. In fact, all of the seats in row 3, 1, and I guess it's the odd numbers all the way down to whatever it is here, face backwards, which I don't mind at all. Now, a couple of things. Have a look at the menu. It's got F1 on it, because of course Qatar Airways sponsors the next race where I'm going to. And in a second, the crew's going to be coming around asking me for my order. And for main course, I can see there's a steak on here, but I've had 3 terrible steaks on board aircrafts over the last 5 or so flights. I'm not going to go with steak anymore. I'm going to try the lobster. Now, you might know that I come from a town called Lancelin, which is a crayfishing town, or lobster fishing town, about 90 minutes north of Perth. So we get lobsters given to us all the time, but they're a slightly different type of lobster than the one I'll be getting today. These are from Maine. We have our amenities kit, and it includes this Diptyque fragrance, which I quite like. It's not my favourite, 34 is my favourite, but this is Philocycos. And I can tell you that my best of F1 photo books for 2024, 2 of them, one smaller one, one much bigger, weighs 4+ kilos, will be available for you to order right now online if you're watching this upon release, but not finished until the Monday after the race. And then they're all ordered, all custom printed, and then sent out to most countries to arrive by Christmas Day. Oh, and where do you order them? At the shop at kimillman.com. Walk right down to the far toilets in economy, and it's surprisingly big, this one. economy on this aircraft is in seating 343, although there are two rows 23 and 24, where it's 333. And if you're actually after one of the best seats in economy, you'd probably go for 25F, because there is super legroom. So back up here at the front of the plane, much quieter toilet. And look, the pyjamas have the F1 logo on them as well. Dinner was served 2 hours in, starting off with some lovely bread, then an amuse-bouche of lobster. Salmon was next, and then I ordered the main course of lobster, which, to my liking, was way too salty. But the vegetables were welcomed. And dinner finished off with an ice cream sundae. If you're a wine drinker, you want to know what's on board wine-wise, I can tell you this wine list is the exact same one that I had on my flight from Sao Paulo to Doha. Because what I gleaned from that is that they have one wine list on flights to Doha and another wine list for flights out of Doha. I had about 5 hours sleep, and now we're about 19 minutes away from landing into Doha. And if you saw my recent video about Qatar Airways business class being the best in the world, you'd know that we get a pretty special experience coming in here. We don't go through the same immigration queues as everyone else. It's a separate arrivals lounge. I tell you, the approach into Doha Airport is quite magnificent at this time of the early evening, with the lighting and the hotels that are visible on the way in. Clear skies, magnificent sights. And very shortly I'll be over at the Ritz Carlton for the first of 6 nights in this country. And within a couple of minutes of arriving at the gate, doors were open and we're on the air bridge heading into the airport now. Now, interesting with this country, because I'm coming in from Formula One, we have to fill in quite a bit of paperwork regarding our equipment. Hello, my name's not on there. Yeah, with regards to our photographic equipment, and thankfully we don't have to pay any fee, because that is the case in Abu Dhabi, and that's a real nightmare, and I'll tell you that story on my next trip. But very quiet here. Last time I was here, I was met by some people and given the buggy ride, but I don't think that's the case today. Now, there would have been a few hundred people waiting in the normal immigration line out there, but when you come in here, there's no one waiting. You just walk, well, 2 people. You walk straight up and get through. That's a dream. Well, that was exceedingly quick to get out of there, immigration and collection of baggage. Now I've got to go across here and grab a rental car from F42 for my 6 days in Qatar. And it's a nice surprise this race, F42 have staff here that actually walk you to your car out in the car park, and there's no queuing up. I've got to tell you, last race we queued up for quite some time to get our car, so this is a joy, and this is my helper here today. You could be forgiven for thinking that it's cool here, given that I've got this jacket on, but that's just for convenience. It is warm, probably 27, humid, which is a nice change from the very dry air that we had in Las Vegas. And here's my car, is it? What have I got today? I have a best tune. We have a drive of about 30 minutes to the Ritz Carlton. And I'm looking forward to getting there after a journey of probably 14, 18, 19, 20, 21 hours. Well, this is certainly a stunning room in a stunning hotel. It's about 20-25 minutes from the track in good traffic, and really I've only ever had good traffic here. Nice touches with the welcome fruit and the pastries. There's a balcony, and across the water I can see what looks like to be a mini golf course, and that might be worth having a hit perhaps next Monday night, which I've got here before I head to Dubai on Tuesday. There's at least one F1 team staying here, might be a couple, and certainly some drivers, but unfortunately there's just not that much spare time to be able to enjoy this hotel, and certainly we'll be eating dinner at the track, given the fact that track sessions run early evening to mid-evening, thankfully earlier than Las Vegas. Now, how high is this seat? Jeepers, who's driving this? Now you got to get the aircon on in here. Woo. How do I turn this on? Is it a key? No. I have my glasses here. Bloody hell. How the f do I turn this on? Right. Bit of a mystery. There it is. Air conditioning maximum.